In the era of technology, writing an email is second nature to most of us. But when we do something very often, almost daily, it becomes difficult to look at it objectively or in a way that we try to correct where we are going wrong. In today's video, I shall be focusing on some mistakes that we commonly make when it comes to email writing. Hello everyone, welcome back to the English Web. I am Bhagyashree. The first mistake that we make, leaving the subject box empty. There have been so many times that emails have no subject lines. That is grossly incorrect. The whole purpose of having the subject box is to give the reader a gist of what the email is all about, and unnecessarily writing something like urgent or important is also is wrong. It's misleading, and you do not want to do that when you're trying to make an impression with your email. So try and stick to what the email is all about and let that reflect in your subject line. So if it's an application to a college or a school, then write that application for fall 2020/21 or whatever. Just make sure it's a relevant gist of what your email contains. So make sure you never leave your subject box empty and that it always reflects what the email is all about. The second thing you need to know about email writing, choose the right salutation. When you're writing an email, it's essential to know who you are writing to. If you do not know the name of the person or if you do not know the gender of the person, then try and make some effort to know who you're writing to. Just call up the organization if you're trying to send a resume. The least of all, the name of the person you're writing to. Then stick to a gender neutral salutation. Do not use anything like dear ma'am/sir. That can be very insulting in the official context. If a person's name is Sheila Dikshit, you cannot write Miss Sheila. It's always Miss Dikshit. So dear Miss Dikshit, that is how you address somebody. So make sure you choose the right salutation. Yep. Usually, even when you're writing, say, an essay or an article, you try and use a new paragraph every time you're including a new point. With emails, try and ensure everything is summarized in 4 paragraphs. The first paragraph usually has the introduction. If I am writing it to a university, I would say, I, Bhagyashree Mehta, would like to send my application for my undergraduate program for fall 2021/2022. So just summarize that, and it should not be more than 2 lines. Very important, make sure your first paragraph or your introduction does not exceed 2 or 3 lines. So you've introduced yourself. If you're sending out an application, you talk about your academic records or your past or what you have been doing. So if you've been studying, if you've been a high schooler somewhere and you've achieved some very good results, you can talk about those things in the second paragraph. But yes, try and describe those things in the second paragraph. If you're writing to an organization or a company for a job, then you can talk about what your previous job has been about and what you excel in. So you can talk about all those in the third paragraph. And in the last paragraph, you try and conclude by just telling what you look forward to, and what you're capable of doing and what you would help the company yield. So yes, that is usually the last paragraph. And if it's an application, then you also include what you would try and achieve for the school/university and what you look forward to doing over there. So usually you have like a very seamless format. Start with the introduction, you describe with those 2 paragraphs as to what you want to do, what you have been doing, and then you conclude by talking about the future and what you look forward to. So that is pretty much the whole format. How do you end an email? Now, if it's a formal email, then most of the times, if you do not know the name of the person you're writing to, then you use yours faithfully. And if you do know the name of the person you're writing to, and if that person is in a position of respect, you end with yours sincerely. So if I have said, hi Miss Dikshit, I know the name of the person, I end with yours sincerely. But if I do not know the name of the person, and if I say something like "Dear ma'am," I end with "Yours faithfully." Oftentimes, people end with "kind regards," "best regards." That is also acceptable, but try and understand the context of your email. If you're writing to somebody for a job, then try and stick to the more formal ones, which is "yours faithfully" / "yours sincerely." If you're writing to somebody you already know, then stick to "best regards / kind regards." Warm regards is also acceptable, and you can totally use that. The last point, when it comes to writing an email, if you're sending an email to somebody immediately after speaking to them over a phone call, or just if they know why you are sending an email, then you can skip all the body content. You can just talk about what the attachment has in the subject line. If it's like an editorial piece that you're sending across to a professor, you can just mention that in the subject line and avoid the whole body content. That is absolutely acceptable. If you've liked this video, then please do not forget to hit the bell icon, subscribe to my channel, and share this video, and I shall see you guys soon. Goodbye.